Welcome back to Nat 2.
Welcome back to Nat 2. Where's just the two of us?
Naturally.
So we lied.
Yeah, this is part 2 of episode 9. And it's us from the future. We said it was going to be a 3-part episode because we recorded for 8 hours long, but I edited and actually we decided to only cut it into 2 parts. So,
Now you know that.
anyways, buckle in.
Buckle in.
Bye-bye.
Is there anything specifically you want to do? Here are the locations that you could go.
Mm-hmm.
Foyer, we've been through. The dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
The main stage. The King Enza's throne. Off in the corner.
Yeah.
There's a garden. There's a bar, which is where Fingers is. The sitting areas, which we have discussed. And then there is a section, because this is in the mayor's actual house. There are sections of the house that are velvet roped off because they're part of the house.
Yeah.
It's like the White House type thing.
Yeah,
There's the place where you see, and then the place where the president takes a dump. You don't see that. So those are roped off, and then there's the balcony, and the stairs to the balcony are visible from the dance floor. They're like right imminently there.
I think that he wants to kind of go near the throne.
Okay.
And just be genuinely in that area because he's like, I don't know. It seems like the entire Westway army is after fucking Lucien.
Okay, so you're trying to get some political intel.
To be like, is this a bigger thing than we think it is?
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you are making your way in that direction, and you're surrounded by people dancing, people talking, eating, hors d'oeuvres, beautiful everything.
Yeah.
It's like everything is very the floor is like a beautiful yellow marble with veins of shiny black running through it, and the there's bright purple and green velvet everywhere, curtains. And then, just beautiful finery. You're surrounded by all these people. Are you going through the dance floor to get to the stage, or to his throne, or are you going kind of around the outskirts?
I think around the outskirts because I think it would be more noticeable to just walk straight through where people be dancing and he not.
Yeah, just making a freaking beeline. Okay, so are you trying to be stealthy?
I'm trying to not be noticed, but not necessarily be I want to be hidden.
Okay, I'm going to say that that's a performance roll.
Okay. 12.
Okay, heck yeah, the DC was 10. So as you kind of approach, you see that the throne area is sort of raised up. It is like an architectural element in the room that is meant for this purpose.
Okay.
It is raised up, and there is a roped off kind of thing, which is obviously a symbolic don't go over here, as opposed to an actual physical barrier.
Yeah.
But in lieu of an actual physical barrier are 2 sentinels on either side of him that are flanking him, and they're not behind him.
Okay.
They're standing next to him. And it's a sort of golden purple throne. It's got sort of an off-white cushion.
Mm-hmm.
These 2 sentinels look freaking fierce. They look like no nonsense.
And
all
this
that
is
good stuff.
the Westway king, right?
Yes.
Okay.
King Enza Westway. He, as you kind of get closer to him, you see that he has very drawn features.
Mm-hmm.
He's got sort of this particular quality sort of ironically reminds you of Lucien, who would probably throw up if you told him. But he's got this sort of everything is kind of drawn together, look to his face, and the same sort of permanent brow furrow going on. And he looks like he is he's got long black hair that is strategically braided in, fancy schmancy braids. And he is looking sort of like he's definitely there. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
You could roll insight to see if you think that there's anything other about his expression you'd
Yes.
like to get? Okay.
5.
Okay, you do not have a good enough vantage point without being like,
Yeah.
like looking. There are people looking at the king because he's the king.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they're ignoring him or anything like that. And they're sort of like, oh yes, like waving and he waved back or
Yeah.
something like that. But he's mostly there just to be the mascot of the event. Like,
Yeah.
he's there, he's presiding over it. It's not like a party for him to necessarily participate in.
Yeah.
He's just sort of also there and being honored. And, there's, on next to him, you can see as well, there's like a little tiny table with just a little platform that is enough for one bowl. And he is, every few minutes or so, he's putting another one of those, whatever's in it, into his mouth. And it doesn't even look like he's chewing it. It just looks like it disappears. Like, it's not even food, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I'm doing this because I'm an NPC. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing it because I was programmed to do this.
Yeah.
And yes, there are the 2 sentinels, standing next to him,
Okay.
and there are various other sort of servants around. Do you need anything? No, that type of situation. So
Yeah, I think I'm just going to generally kind of be like, I'm just in the area, and keep my ears open for any sort of conversations about anything that may pertain to what's going on. Even if it's not necessarily like the king or the sentinels or guards say anything, if like people around say stuff, because also people see the king and then whisper something, whatever. This reminds me about whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of hoping something like that will happen.
Okay, so how close are you getting to this kind of roped off area?
I think as close as he thinks he can get there without being like I'm gonna keep an eye on you to make sure you don't jump over this freaking thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check to find out if Etheod knows what that line is.
All right.
We'll do investigation just because it's like you're thinking about it a lot.
6.
Okay, Etheod has no chill. So that you don't know. Etheod has never been in this sort of situation before. So if he were to misinterpret how close is okay, what does that look like?
Like right up next to the freaking barrier. But I think that he's like, I know I'm not gonna walk over this thing. Like, he's not stupid, but I think that he's like, even though there's a barrier here, there is another imaginary barrier somewhere that probably is like
that I don't know about.
Yeah. And he's like, well,
propriety related
yeah.
barrier.
He's like, well,
Cool.
I guess I'm just going.
So as you sort of approach that area, a soldier. So there's the king, King Enza. There are 2 soldiers flanking him who, like, sentinels. They're like, spears, and really, it's like, it's weirdly not in the Wethway style generally. It's like gunmetal armor. It still has the purple and the green accents, but it's like way more
Intense,
means business looking. And then a soldier in finery, a different one, is going to walk in your direction. He's going to put a lance in front of you. It's a ceremonial lance, kind of in front of you, and say, the order of the royal Wethway family requests that you back up.
Okay. And I take a couple steps back.
Okay, he's gonna withdraw his ceremonial
Yeah.
lance. And when he does that, roll a perception check.
Okay. Unnatural 20.
Okay. You see Enza's eyes snap to over where you are, just because this interaction catches his attention.
Yeah.
And so he's going to look at you and give you a very kingly, sort of non-committal, thank you for coming, like, face motion.
Yeah.
He's not going to move his body. He's just going to, like, express that. You
Yeah.
know. Anything you would like to
I think,
send back his way?
yeah, I think I just give him a slight nod
Okay.
and kind of,
And you said it was an unnat 20?
yeah.
you see him sort of do that, and when you see him do that, you catch a glimpse of a movement out of the corner of your eye that you sort of recognize. Go ahead and roll investigation just to see if you can put together what this movement is.
Okay. That one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you sort of see that something that you recognize that you feel like somewhere in your head you've seen before.
Like pertaining to the king, or is there movement somewhere else that...
It is a movement to the side. It's not a movement that the king is doing.
Okay.
You can't really... The investigation would be part of putting the whole thing together. It's just something that your brain is like, I don't know who did it, I don't know whatever, but I know that I saw something that I know what it means.
Okay.
And as you go to kind of double down on... what's the word I'm looking for? Like... deepen your understanding of what happened, you trip and fall into the velvet rope.
Oh no.
So it was very like you kind of turned and then Enza was like, nah, and then you were like, nah, and you go to kind of turn and then you just turn back and just flop like full body into the velvet rope. You just like hit the ground. And that same soldier's like, excuse me, sir, are you, what is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
What on
do
earth
this.
are you doing? What are you doing?
I didn't mean to do. I'm sorry, I tripped.
Please, refrain from, and he's trying to like standing you up.
Yeah.
There's like another soldier that's fixing the rope and they're looking at you like, this guy better be freaking drunk.
Yeah.
And they're just like, are you quite all right, sir?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. I got distracted and I slipped. These shoes are not very slip resistant.
All right then. Well, why don't you, go run along somewhere else?
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you've probably had enough this evening.
Enough. Oh, to drink. Yes, you're right. I've been drinking all night.
Okay.
Goodbye.
They're going to like be like, okay, and they sort of stand up the velvet rope thing. How do you kind of exfiltrate the hot zone? The way I'm envisioning this is that Enza et al. Are thrown central, velvet rope. The two knights who are sort of helping you up and questioning you and being like, you better get the heck away from here, are in front of the rope, and then there's you. So you are facing the king. Is there anything you want to do before you just turn around and leave?
I think just glance back at him to be like, is he mad?
Okay, the two sentinels, like the one that was, because he's sort of like in the corner facing out, so one of the other ones stepped kind of forward and in front to be like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Just to be like, what's the deal here? And you can see Enza's face and he looks as though he is struggling not to laugh.
Okay.
And the sentinel, as you kind of walk away, the sentinel doesn't move anywhere at all. And let me roll something. This is such a dumb idea. All right. The other sentinel is going to put his hand out to do something.
Okay.
And then he's going to put it back. And it's not as intense. I'm doing it in real life. It's more just like a sort of arm motion, and then he kind of puts it back, or the sentinel.
Yeah.
And then they just sort of stand there as you presumably just walk away, unless you want to stand there staring.
No, I kind of give a wry smile, just like sorry to the king, because I'm like, and then like I kind of do a little head bow to the sentinels and walk away. Can I do an insight check as to what the freaking guy was gonna do? Like reach out to me?
Yeah,
or...
you can do an insight check.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a little something over here.
7.
You
You rolled a lot.
One of them was cocked, so
Oh.
I rolled twice. Actually, I'm gonna roll 2 more times because there are, after all, 2 sentinels. Wow, and they roll like crap. Apparently, you you kind of do a little thing, and you said you got a 7 as to your insight to what the heck was going on. So it really just looked like like an errand thought that this sentinel was sort of going to do,
Okay.
or like maybe it looked like you were unsteady, and you know how like when someone looks like they're gonna fall
Oh,
over, you
yeah.
kind of like do one of these, even if you're far. So you're gonna interpret it as that,
Okay.
sort of nothing more than that. And then as you turn around to kind of walk away, you hear a voice from that direction. Just a single voice, and then there's no more
Okay.
noteworthy sound to you.
What does it say?
Oh, it's just a voice. One of them, the sentinel, Enza, or the other sentinel, said something,
Okay.
and you can't hear what it is.
Okay.
So you can walk away, you can stare around and be really suspicious. The other thing is that Yezi was on a balcony. How close was she to that? How we can roll for it, or you can try.
Because I think that she's just surveying the whole thing, like just
Okay.
being up there, kind of like she is for sure, drink in hand, like hanging over the balcony, just being like, "Ugh, this is so
we can, if you want to roll for your proximity to that happening, we can, to see if she.
Where's the balcony?
Oh, it's like all across. It's the whole. There's like a whole second floor that has an area that is balcony. It's like a little walkway around the entire perimeter of the second floor of this whole thing. So she could be in any of the 4 sides or 4 corners. If you want to roll a d8, the closer you get to 8, the closer you are to that happening.
Okay, 3.
Okay, so you don't know what's going on. You don't know who Etheod is.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have mattered to you anyway. The only thing that would have been of note to you is anything that you would have heard from that direction. Or if you saw this guy fall into the road,
and
that could
be
have
like,
been
all right.
of note. Okay, cool. So, does Etheod have another thing that he's going to do?
I don't think so. I think that he's kind of shaken a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And he's just like, I'm just gonna walk around and maybe not bring any more attention to myself because I have fallen twice tonight.
Yeah, try not to knock anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, since we're talking about Yezi and where she is, who is it maybe that she's looking for? Well, she's looking for a couple folks.
Yeah. She is keeping an eye out for a winter eldrin that she has seen before. And then also vaguely keeping an eye out for Fingers. Just being like, what are you doing? I'm curious. He disappeared real quick.
Yeah. Is she just hanging out on the top balcony?
Yeah.
Or is she gonna find her mark before she goes down, or is she just gonna start mingling?
I think that she is alone, not talking to anyone, watching the crowd and just generally like hawk's eye, like, whatever. But I think that she is also drinking a lot.
Okay.
Like, I think that she's just so like,
if I'm hammered, no one can get mad at me if I don't do my job.
I think it's more of like, she's like, the likelihood of him being here out of all places is really not that high. And so I don't really think that I'm going to have to do anything. I can just say that he wasn't here because why would he be, So they send me here, he's not here. It's not like I'm not doing my job. He's just not here. And
fancy meeting you here.
I'm going to turn to look.
You see that over your right shoulder, there is a relatively familiar looking high elf.
Okay.
You only saw one other time without his head covering, mask, etc. And it is Austin.
Oh, God.
Who is, in the area.
Hello. Why are you here?
Oh, I suppose I could ask you the same question.
I didn't tell you. I mean, I was sent here to keep an eye out.
Were you? Interesting.
What, you don't believe me?
Oh, no, it's not that I don't believe you. He's doing that thing where, like, he's, like, walking around you while he's talking. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that, we got quite the dressing down that the job wasn't done, and I'd like my revenge. And he's gonna take his fingers and, gross.
Yeah.
What kind of dress are you wearing?
I think it's literally like long sleeve high neck because she still
Like
wants
you're like,
to
she's in a like full like
body.
trash can.
Yeah.
She's in a trash can.
No, because I think that she still wants to cover up all. Like she's
Oh,
like,
I see.
already have to have my mask off. And this is so much of my face showing than ever. So I think that she's just like, it is a long sleeve dress that's like, on theme enough that it's like not,
But
weird.
the point is it's long sleeve.
Yeah, long sleeve. She's got gloves on and it's like a high neck kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So when you do that, when he says, I'm, going to seek my retribution, he's just gonna take the fabric of your sleeve and he's just gonna kind of like pinch it in between his fingers and just like let them kind of fall down.
What do you mean, dear friend?
Well, you did promise me that you would get the job done.
Well,
and the job remains undone. So I can think of a few ways you could make it up to me.
I see what you mean. Well, unfortunately, if I don't get it done this time and I goof off, I'm pretty sure that I will get in more trouble than just being yelled at.
Suddenly you care about such things. What, you're telling me you didn't know before?
I think that I didn't care before. And then, maybe I had a change of heart.
You found something worth living for?
Sure. There are plenty of other pretty girls around here. Why don't you go and find them instead?
Are there other pretty girls who could, get the job done, as it were? I don't just like pretty girls. He's gonna get really close to your face.
What is it that you like, then?
I don't know, a certain sort of deadly attraction.
I see. And she's gonna like look around to be like oh god, is there any way that I can get out of this? Yeah. Can she make like a perception or insight to be like, what would be a
good way to go about this? Yeah, you can do a perception check.
Okay.
You're generally scanning.
5.
Okay. You are pretty weirded out by this whole experience. But there's one thing that you know in your head because you've been thinking about him all night. The only thing that Fingers hates more than emotions and having them and girls and all of that stuff that's confusing is someone being in danger.
Okay.
Or someone being put in a situation that they don't necessarily want to be put in. So that is a piece of information that you know, and you can do with it what you choose.
Okay. I think that she's gonna like turn to look at him, and like even if his face is super close to her, she's just gonna like keep eye contact and be like, well, it is unfortunate that I'm actually here with somebody tonight, so can't break off.
What do you mean with somebody? I don't see anybody around.
He's been walking around. I'm gonna be like, where is he? Like, okay. Do I see anyone?
You're looking out into the balcony?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
And I'll say with disadvantage because you're so like Nicki Minaj song.
Fuck. 1. Freaking like it's a
unnat one because you have a -1. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna say that you turn around, and when you turn around, because you are so like you forget to look for Fingers. You just you do a spin.
Yeah.
You're just like, he's walking around, and then you just spin in a circle, and you're like that, like how when you do that, he's doing one of those.
Yeah.
And he's gonna look at you and notice that you just spun.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna be like, she just turned in a circle. And he's gonna be like, well, it looks like you would like to go dance. I can tell. I can always tell, that sort of thing. I'm very good at reading people. It's probably why I have this job. And he's gonna, like, wiggle his, like, rank, at you.
Yeah.
When a guy wiggles his rank
His
at
rank
you.
is freaking medals.
Yeah. Just, like, doingling around. So shall we? He's gonna, like, offer you his arm.
I think that she's gonna take a big swallow, and she's like, sure, but you have to get me another drink.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to. So, you take his arm, presumably. You're going to go down the stairs, and like when you are touching a person that you've never touched before?
Yeah.
And you notice the sensations of their body that are new. I mean, he's
Yeah.
wearing some ceremonial armor, so it's not, like, full, but you can, like, hear him breathing.
Okay.
And you can hear just, like, the sound that his body makes and, like, feel him the way that he, like, feels, like,
Yeah.
whatever. And it's all just because you are repulsed.
Yeah.
It just adds a layer of just additional
like
just
creep layer.
This is a real person.
Yeah.
This is actually happening, and it's horrible.
I've set myself up for a bad freaking time.
Yeah, so you go down the stairs with him, and because he's being, like, a gentleman, he's, like, making very sure that you are okay in your heels that he imagines you are wearing.
Yeah.
And in a way that would probably be extremely sweet if it wasn't this guy.
Yeah.
So he's like sort of doting over you, but in, like, a masculine way. You get down to the bottom floor, dance floor. You're gonna walk through where the tables are. And as you sort of walk in that direction, you hear what appears to be a uncomfortable conversation between two folks.
Okay.
But it sounds uncomfortable. You just hear the sound of someone being like,
Okay.
That
I'm gonna,
sort of
like,
awkwardness.
kind of clock it and tilt my head to be like, who is that?
They're sort of off in the corner behind.
Okay.
There's columns holding up the balcony.
Yeah.
They're sort of over by the equivalent of the restroom.
Okay.
They have one. They have running water sometimes when it's convenient for me. So over in that sort of area, you see two high elves. And they appear to be having a conversation that neither of them appears to want to have. One of them looks to be, you can only see the back of him, but you can see his, like, blonde hair. And the other one seems to be, like, relatively older than him.
Okay.
And the conversation appears to not be everyone's favorite that they're having.
I think that she's like, I have bigger issues. And, like, Foolish is like, whatever, this has nothing to do with me. And it's like, before we go dance, we have to go to the bar. So, take me there.
Oh, you wanted to drink first? Well, you can't, it's sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Isn't it a little bit cute when a girl is clumsy?
Let's get that drink. Gross! And you guys are gonna, like, walk over to the... Oh, dude, I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. You know that this friggin' creepo would be all about it.
I know, she's so, like, I know you're
I'll play you like a friggin' piano.
Yeah.
Cool. So, you go over... You go over to the bar, and it's a beautiful bar. And it's sort of like in the way that no matter where they are, bars are made of oak.
Yeah.
This bar is made of oak.
Okay.
It's like, it looks even out of place,
Yeah.
but it just is, it also doesn't at the same time. It's like artfully blended in with the rest of the surroundings.
Yeah.
It's like stone and this dark wood, and the seats are like bar stools but make it fancy type of situation, and you see that there are a few bartenders because there's so many people. The bar is like palatial, and there's just every manner of alcohol you could ever want just stacked. Around the corner is presumably there's foods, so the kitchen is back there off of that, or at least the kitchen that is used for these sorts of events. Because you can see folks in white outfits coming in and out with plates of food and empty plates of food. And you approach the bar and you see immediately Fingers at the end of the bar, who's having what appears to be an animated conversation with the bartender, who has all but stopped working to have aforementioned conversation.
I think that she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I actually can't do this anymore. I found the person that I'm here with, so I hope you have a good night, and thank you.
What on
I
earth you
walk towards Fingers.
He's gonna grab you.
Okay.
He's gonna grab your wrist, like as your arm goes back, he grabs your wrist, and he's gonna be like, "What on earth are you talking about?"
He's right over there.
You can't do me the honor of one drink and one dance.
Really, I promised him. And she's gonna come up with a name on the spot because she's like,
She didn't hear Daniel.
No.
I don't even remember his last name. I should have wrote it down. Squidly-up-Papadopoulos or something like that.
And I think that, what's a freaking name that she would think of? Austere, I guess.
Got
freaking. It. I think that she's gonna be like, Austere, I'm over here, please. And I think that she speaks thieves' cant.
Yeah.
So I think that she is going to laugh in a way that is like how, like Etheod clapped in a way that's like, we're over here, whatever. She's gonna laugh in a peculiar way. That would be like, what are you doing? But it's like, hey, please look over here.
Like a Morse code, like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah. Okay. So when you laugh like that, I'm going to roll perception with disadvantage for Fingers because he is really just having a time with this bartender. They're just getting so into it. He fully, some sort of primal part of his brain kind of like looks around for a second, but because it's not a fully formed thought.
Yeah.
He just like kind of launches right back into the conversation. You hear him go, "That's what I'm saying. So you get me. So you understand me." And you see the bartender plant like a big like dog slap on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Like as a friendly gesture.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's right over. If you want to meet him, you can.
Listen, I mean, no one came is all I can say. So something tells me, and he's going to, in the direction if you're facing where Fingers was, he's gonna like slide in front of you, one elbow on the bar. He's like, something tells me that you're trying to play hard to get.
I'm not that kind of girl. I don't like playing games.
Well, then don't play games with me. Why don't I get you that drink?
All right.
Bartender, and like the bartender is like elbows deep in 2,000 fucking cocktails and is not paying attention. He's like, "Excuse me, bartender," and he's like, yeah," and he's like, "A drink for the lady. What will you have?"
What do you think is good?
Oh, who are you asking?
Austin.
Austin?
Yeah.
She'll have a brandy.
Ugh.
Neat.
Ugh.
And okay. And I'll have one as well. And he's just like, all right, yeah, it'll be, a minute or so. Just go have, just, yep. Okay. And, like, the bartender just goes back to making 2,000 cocktails in a row. And in just, like, record time, you hear, like, the sound of 2 brandies being flung at great speed in your direction. And they stop right before they hit the end of the bar. Austin's gonna like curl his fingers around his and he's gonna open his mouth to say something. It matters. And you're gonna hear Fingers just laughing, like unhinged, like I am actually drunk. Like laughter just
freaking
like peeling out.
Yezi, she has a drink in her hand and she's gonna roll her eyes, slam it down on the bar, and like storm past Austin and like hit Fingers on the head. like a tap on the head, like a smack, like What?
You're
so...
what?
Hi. Oh,
Oh.
What the fuck was the name that I said? I don't remember the name. Hi.
Hey, is this a girl? Is she a lady? Oh, well, no, well, so, well, hey, man, you don't gotta get all, you don't gotta get like that with me. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Name's Spotch.
Nice to meet you. Hey, just please play along. And, like, I look at Fingers in the eyes. I'm like, please just play along.
Oh, she's one of them, huh? Look at that. All right. And,
she, like,
Fingers
slowly
is also gonna,
turns,
like, look at me. Hey, what? Listen, I'm just here doing my job, all right? And he
you don't
starts,
seem to be
like,
doing your job at all.
Hey, listen,
What? What is it that you want?
Amanda, don't come for my man's Spotch here, okay? He's doing his best. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Not a lot of people really, give time of day to guys like us, but, it's the same thing for me and my line of work.
Oh my god. Hey, can we walk away from here, please?
What?
I'm gonna give him, like, a look of, like, please, I am so... Please, just...
Okay, Austin, as you say that,
Yeah.
he's good. Fingers goes, what? Looking at you, and then he sees, like, Austin appear behind him.
Okay.
And he's gonna be like, oh, somebody else. Great.
Hi,
hi.
See, this is who I came with. This is who I was telling you that I came with.
Well, how interesting. Is this true?
What do you think, that I am lying?
Oh,
She's gonna wrap her arm around his shoulder and just be like, yeah, I actually, we just recently made it official, so.
Oh, this is interesting. I'm glad that I'm working this party after all, what? Do you think? Made what official?
Instead of just...
Fingers also is like, what made what official?
Yeah. Instead of just meeting up and doing whatever it is that we want to do, we decided that we wouldn't do that with anyone else. So you missed your time.
It's sort of interesting. You've been stringing me along this whole time.
Mm.
Hey, man, you don't gotta be like that with the lady, okay? It's not really cool. Okay, the help. Why don't you continue to make drinks poorly and waste everybody's time? Oh, all right, let's see. Hey, that's not cool, man. Don't do that. Don't say that to folks. He's trying his best. Sorry, I suppose you're right. Listen, I, as it turns out, am not particularly interested in harlots, so I'll take my leave. Oh, ooh.
It's all right. It's not a big deal. I get called first all the time.
Oh, okay, for sure now. And Fingers is gonna, like, stand up, and he's, like, rubbing his fist, and he's gonna be like, hey, Austin? Was that it? It matters. Don't be saying stuff like that to my girl. And he's gonna give you like was that what you were looking for?
And I give him a small thumbs up.
Okay.
Like, not lift my hand up, but just like...
Yeah, just like, I can sense that you're giving me a thumbs up. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I'm working this party. Oh, excuse me. I would love to know if you intend to do anything about it, because I think I can talk to that harlot however I would like. And Fingers is gonna be like, okay, you said it twice, and
really, it's all right.
I'm really like baseball rules about this whole thing, so like 3 strikes and you're out. So I'm gonna let it slide one more time, harlot, and he's gonna freaking whip his hand back and punch him square in the face. So Fingers gonna roll to hit.
Fingers is gonna whip his hand. Okay.
Yeah, whip his hand back and just punch him in the jaw. Not thinking, not aware of his life and anything that's going on.
I think that friggin' Yezi's gonna be, no, please, no. But not try to stop it.
Oh, don't fight over me.
No, more like, oh, don't punch this massive creep in the face.
Oh, okay, well, that too. So, Fingers is gonna roll to hit. What do you friggin' add? Is it your strength mod to the roll to hit?
For proficiency bonus plus your strength.
That's right. Okay, cool. So he's gonna roll to hit. Okay, cool. So Fingers is just gonna pull his hand back, full primal rage mode, and just like aim square for the dude's face. Austin is going to see it coming from a mile. Why? Because Fingers is drunk.
Yeah.
And so Fingers thinks that he is really going to nail this guy. But what he really does is sort of punch maybe the air next to him to the point that Austin isn't really sure what the intention is. And so he's going to reel his hand back, kind of punch near him. And Austin's going to kind of like watch it go past him.
Yeah.
And just look back at Fingers and be like, oh, did you want to make something of this?
Look.
Listen, man.
I'm glad. Hey. It's the harlot talking. I'm glad that you found interest in me, but unfortunately you lost your time and you're just sad about that. We're going to take our leave now. Have a good night.
We are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'd grab his hand and lead him away.
As you kind of lead him away, he is facing Austin the whole time. Like full, like chest facing him, and he's just walking back into the crowd. And as you kind of walk away, you go, hey, my drinking buddy, you took my drinking buddy. What am I supposed to do now?
Oh, shut up.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you, pal. See you around, okay? And Fingers softly goes, see you, Spotch, and like, he just like kind of walk backwards into the crowd. Where are you going?
Outside.
Like out the front door, outside, into the garden?
I think I think probably into the garden, because she's like, I think in her head she's like, I know that you're not supposed to be here, so why would I try to walk out where you would have to walk back in and then maybe get noticed?
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay, cool. So you're kind of walking backwards. I mean, he eventually turns around. He keeps the bit up first until it's funny.
Yeah.
Like Roger Rabbit can take the handcuffs off if it's funny. And so he kind of turns and just like sort of follows you where you lead him. And he's just like, listen, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to get all mad, but I'm kind of...
it's okay.
I'm a little drunk. And did you hear what he called you? Did you hear what he called you?
I know.
A harlot?
Look,
that's like
a harlot is
that's
so...
like a whore or something. That's like a hooker.
Look... I've been called so much worse.
Don't say that. Oh, I don't like how that feels in my heart.
You know, when you work in the line of work that I am in, it is just something that happens.
Yeah, but you're like a girl.
And what does that mean?
Not like that, not like that, not like that. He fully stops and just like waves his hand. He's just like, you... I mean, you know...
it's cute when you get all flustered.
You know what? Never mind. And never mind forever. Cool. So I got you out of that scrape.
Right.
You probably, you know.
I really appreciate that. And
don't
she like
say it like that. Say it less breathy. Say it more. There's his fingers talking.
Yeah.
Say it less breathy. Say it more like it's just casual. Like we're just, you know, that's my buddy. Say it like that.
What?
Anyway, so what's a place that you want to go to? So you're pulling him in the direction of the garden.
Yeah,
right?
I think that like, she's just kind of, she pulled him away, and then now she's just kind of like let go of his wrist because she's like, he's gone, and hopefully this is
okay.
fine.
As you let go of his wrist, Fingers is gonna grab your wrist and lead you in any other direction but the garden, which is where Lucien is.
Yeah.
And Fingers is gonna be like, "Hey, did you want to see the
What are you doing?
You want to dance?
What?
I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that.
What
we
is
could
it?
Just we could get some weenies.
What?
They have like cocktail weenies.
No, wait. You don't like me. I know that you don't.
Look, you.
What is this?
Fingers is gonna do something.
Okay.
Fingers is gonna look back and be like, friends can dance.
Friends?
We could dance as, like, you know, like new friends.
I'm gonna make an insight check.
Okay.
5. fully. She's just like, I have no idea.
I have no
what
idea
is
how to
happening.
parse this.
Yeah.
Look, do you just
What?
we just could, I never really danced before, so I don't really know what you're just but
Sure.
you look like you
We can dance.
look like you look like you would know how to.
I haven't
Well,
ever.
time to stand out.
We can figure this out. It's probably not that hard.
Okay. He's gonna like put his hand out to take your hand, but he doesn't know how to do that without looking like an idiot, and so she just kind of like sticks his hand out.
She's going to adjust his hand in the way that you would to grab somebody's hand
to
and be
dance.
and she's gonna grab his hand and just kind of look at him with so much confusion. 'Cause she's just like, "This isn't. You're supposed to not like me."
You can feel, because he's not wearing gloves or anything, that his hands are so sweaty, just like buckets of sweat.
Okay.
And he's gonna grab your hands, and he's gonna like because in order to dance you have to get really close. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna stand there and just be like,
"Look, we don't have to dance if you don't want to."
"No, we do."
Why?
Because, and he's gonna take a deep swallow.
Yeah.
He's gonna step towards you, and he's going to like not take your waist in his hand. He's gonna put his hand around you, the back of you, with like a 6-inch room for Jesus gap.
Okay.
Because he's just like, I can't do this. This is a bridge too far. I can do the rest, but I'm not gonna touch her.
This is very weird.
What's weird about it?
You seem so uncomfortable.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Me? I look
Yes.
uncomfortable?
Hey.
Do I look uncomfortable with this?
You're being loud now.
I'm the one who looks uncomfortable?
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Can we do this properly then, so that a bunch of people don't just stare at us?
What do you mean properly?
Oh my god! And she takes his hand and like
Pushes
moves it.
in.
Yeah.
You can feel him be like, I am no longer my hand. My hand is no longer a part of my body. It is a separate entity.
Yeah.
And he's just like fully just like frozen, like hands, like, and you're just standing in the kind of offing.
Yeah. I think that she's just gonna be like, okay, look, I don't know what this is. I really don't know what you're doing. I bet that you have better things that you need to be doing, so I'm going to go. I don't. This is weird.
Well, we don't have to dance. He's gonna like let go and be like, oh, thank God. Okay, we have to dance. I don't know. I just thought you might want to, because I don't know. You're a girl.
Yeah.
And, not like in a
Okay.
generalizing way, but in like a generalizing way.
Look, I like making you flustered. I think that you're cute. I think that it's cute when you get flustered, but like that. But you have never liked me, so this is a little bit odd.
As you say that, he's looking at you, and then all of a sudden, he's not looking at you anymore, and he's looking past your head.
I'm gonna look back to
He
where
like
he's
looks
looking
up,
at.
and then he's like wide-eyed, and then he looks back down at you and goes, "You know what? You're right. Maybe things are moving too fast between us, and I'm just gonna go over here real quick."
Okay.
Kabloom! And then he like distracting gesture, and then he's just gonna like dip off and try and disappear into the crowd.
Okay. Can I make a perception?
Yep, against his +9 stealth.
What'd you get?
What did you get?
16.
You rolled an 11. You rolled a 2, which is a +9 stealth. As he goes to turn, we have to redo that because kabloom is not what he said. He did some sort of just like, like look over there, kind of like running away thing. And as he did that, he didn't notice there was like a waiter with hors d'oeuvres like right next to him, and he just kablam right into that guy. Like kind of as he like ricocheted off him and like launched into the rest of the crowd, so you can fully see where he's going. And what was your perception check? You said
16.
You can also see where he's going. Because right as in the direction that he was going, right as he started going that way, and the figure noticed that, you can see it putting its hand down. And it is a young elf, high elf looking guy.
Okay. I'm going to follow because I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Like stealthily or just like whatever?
I think just like whatever.
Okay.
She's just like, what is happening? Like, he doesn't like me, and then all of a sudden he wants to be dance, and then now he's going over. Like so freaking like she's like a little pissed. Like,
yeah. Fingers is also, by the way, just still saying he is drunk now.
Yeah.
And so he's not really, now he is drunk. Like before he was like just kind of sideways,
Yeah.
and now he is like, I've consumed alcohol. And he was like, he walked off into the direction of that, and as he kind of gets there, he puts his hand around, or his arm around the elf in question, and just kind of leads him off to the side. And there's people everywhere, so it's not like something, it would just be like, oh, someone's trying to get your attention, you go over there, you happen to bump into somebody, you're drunk, we're at a ball. Nothing is weird about this, seeming to the outside world. But you happen to be following, and Fingers, you're gonna hear him be like, "What's going on, bud?" As he kind of leads this person who you do not know off into the corner. And you are close enough, even though you are behind them, that you hear this person say, "Something's not right. You're in danger." And now we're gonna pop into Etheod's plan. What's Etheod doing? Etheod's trying to find where Fingers and Thalen and freaking Yezi are.
And all that is.
Yeah.
He has been generally walking around, like literally just aimlessly walking around. He's like, I don't know what else to do. I've gotten so much attention garnered to myself. I need to like chill out a little bit.
Okay. Generally walking around where?
Like below in the crowds of people, like near the bar, or near the dance floor, like in that he's just like weaving through, just like moseying around, because he was near the dance floor when all that happened with the freaking falling into the thing. And so then he leaves from there, and so it's like he's around dance floor, bar, general area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll for me an Etheod flavored perception check.
All right. 5.
Okay, cool. So you're just, there's so many people and you're so overwhelmed and you're just trying to look normal and not screw anything else up. That as you kind of walk around, you have sort of tunnel vision about it. And because of that, you're just sort of bouncing around these well-populated general areas. And in this sort of zone, you see Galen, and you, while you were sort of walking around before, you clocked Galen and Thalen having a conversation, kind of off in the corner. In an effort to not be seen, you aren't too evident, presumably, but what do you do? Are you trying to eavesdrop?
Yeah, I think so, because he's like, no, this is the bad one.
Okay, so roll me a stealth check. How is he working this out?
21.
Okay, cool. So, how are you kind of working this? Are you blending in with the crowd? Are you trying to like hide behind something, or what's the deal?
I think that I blend in with the crowd to get close enough, and then like hide or like lean against a pillar that would be like out of their sight. Like lean on the other side of like a column that's like close enough to listen in, but not like right next to them, you know?
And you kind of hear, they've been conversing for a minute now, and you've seen sort of, pointing take place, and Thalen just sort of generally bowing his head. And you can kind of hear just the middle part of this interaction that you just walked into. And you hear Thalen looking very cowed, being like, forgive my imprudence. I wanted to see her tonight. I didn't want to have to wait tomorrow. I wanted to see her tonight. Thalen, I thought I told you that you should stay home and rest for your date. Well, yes, but I imagined how ravished beautiful she would look tonight, and, you haven't, by chance, seen her yet, have you, father? We're just gonna roll some real quick. Thalen says, you haven't by any chance seen her, have you, tonight? And you hear Galen sort of like, well, no, but, Lady Gwynth did mention that she was feeling a bit under the weather this evening, so I suspect she won't be in, so you can double down on the reasons why your presence is unnecessary. Not to mention the fact that it appears that you were negligent in your duties of protecting our store this evening. And Thalen is just like, you can see him kind of like do one of these and just be like, Father, Master, excuse me. Whatever do you mean? I was there all night. I just came now. Then it must have happened right after you left, because I just received word that it was broken into, and unlawfully. But, forgive me, Master, if I had known... Well, regardless, why would these nasty thieves get in trouble? I mean, it's not like thieves steal outside of guild contracts literally all the time. I mean, we've had break-ins before. Thalen, you know absolutely nothing. Thalen is just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess I know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that there will be extenuating circumstances that would ensure that justice will be served this time. What sort of extenuating circumstances? Thalen, this is not for you to know about. You can roll an investigation check, because you can hear Thalen, you can see Thalen's mouth moving, but you can't hear what he's saying, so he's talking quietly.
10.
Thalen is, you can meet a beats it. You can, like, barely hear him saying, is it so dreadful that I'm here? Why does it upset you? I've been to balls before. I simply don't understand. Thalen, I do believe I would struggle to find something you did understand. Now, please do as you wish, as long as what you wish involves talking to no one of consequence. We will speak about this tomorrow. And Thalen kind of just, like, bows his head and walks away, like, crap.
Yeah. I think that Etheod's gonna follow him and just be like...
Yeah, he's just walking off in a direction, because he's like...
Etheod's gonna, like, be like, all right, and then, like, get up and, like, unlean from the wall and just slink off in the direction that he went.
Okay.
To just be like, hey, buddy, that was rough.
Yeah, so Thalen's gonna be, like, he's gonna be just sitting at, like, a table by himself, and as you kind of approach him, he takes the pocket square out of his pocket, and you can see him, he's just, like, kind of manipulating it, and as you approach him, you hear him just kind of go, this did me a lot of good.
Hey.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, you scared me.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Do you all right? That seemed... I heard that conversation. I don't know if you wanted me to hear that or not, but I heard it.
Listen, we need to go somewhere. I have to tell you something.
Okay.
We can't, and he's, like, looking around like there's people.
Look, okay, we can... Yeah, let's go.
Do you need to go to the bathroom?
Yep.
Me too. All of a
Great.
sudden, and so he's gonna stand up and kind of, like, guide you off to where he knows there is a bathroom. And this is a fancy schmancy place, and so the bathrooms are really, really nice. They have, like, a area where you kind of sit outside of the bathroom, just like a sitting area, and then they have the bathroom. And he's going to, the bathrooms are, like, stalls, but there's, like, many of them, and they're very, fancy schmancy and nice. And he's going to kind of hide you, like, lead you off in that direction, and they're like attached kind of like to the main area, and when you go to where the bathrooms are, there is a line out the door.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, what would be...
Look, let's just go into like a corner of where there isn't a lot of people.
No, you don't understand.
What?
That's the worst place we could possibly be right now. I have an idea, and he's going to position his body in such a way that it is evident to you that he is inviting you to dance.
Are you absolutely
Just
serious?
trust me.
Fine.
Okay, so
Fine.
he's going to grab your hand and take your waist like he's done it 2,000 times.
Can we maybe not dance like this is
What are you talking
like
about?
we're
It's the only way.
partners?
How else would you like to dance?
The shoulder on shoulder. I don't.
What does that mean?
Your hands on my shoulders, my hands on your shoulders.
What? That's not a thing.
Oh
And he's
my
going to just
God.
lead you into the dance floor. So you guys are going to be whirling and twirling in the middle of the dance floor with the rest of the couples who are doing that. You do a little spin, and Thalen kind of pulls you in close and goes, "You and Fingers are screwed."
What?
And then he's like, "Ha flourish."
And
then
I
he
like
pulls you
my
back.
eyes are wide. I'm like, okay, wait, don't do all this fanfare.
They're
What?
looking for you, and then spin, and then like pulls you back in.
What?
You and him have to get out of here as
Like,
quickly as possible.
who is looking for us?
A thieves guild. Spin, and they're all here.
Why are they looking for us?
'Cause you broke into the liquor store
Why does that?
unlawfully.
Why does it? What? The Thieves Guild is a Thieves Guild. We steal.
There wasn't a
It's
contract on it, and he like spins you again and pulls you back in. Did Fingers not explain how this works?
No.
Well, we better go find him.
Fuck.
Because, yes, and so he's gonna like keep kind of like spinning you and like dancing
Yeah.
or whatever, and you know, everyone around is they're sort of you're catching their attention because Thalen is trying to bring you in close and then far away many times. And so he's just like, okay, this is clearly not working because we're making.
Let's just go find Fingers. Let's just go find Fingers.
And as you're kind of like exiting the floor, there's like a few people who just kind of like do one of these, and Thalen gives him like a, you know.
At the end's like teeth clenched smile where it's just like, I'm so uncomfortable.
This is the worst thing.
Yeah.
And Thalen's gonna be like, maybe they don't know that it's you, but I guarantee you they will find out. And he's gonna like lead you off of the floor.
Okay.
And you guys are gonna be looking for Fingers.
Yeah.
And so at this point, you see Fingers and Yezi fixing to. You see Fingers looking like he wishes the earth would part and swallow him up.
Yeah.
As he like pretends like he's gonna dance with Yezi.
Okay. That must be the assassin. She looks like rocks.
Oh yes, the one he was going to, woo.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't seem to be doing a good job about that.
No, and unfortunately we'll have to interrupt. And so Thalen is gonna like do some like notify Fingers that trouble is afoot type, you know, flag you down type things, and that's when Fingers comes over.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that with Yezi in tow, and for the first time we have two Shay characters in the same kind of area together.
I think that Fingers, we have to go. We have to find Lucien. We have to go. Absolutely.
You're here too. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, and then Yezi's gonna be like, "What was that? What are you even do? You're not just going to walk away from me. What? You are acting so hello."
Thalen is gonna like kind of step in front and be like, "Milady,
I'm not talking to you right now."
Ooh, okay. I have a very nice pocket square. Okay. Well, so this is the situation. My associate here, Fingers like salutes.
Yeah.
Is a bit has an appointment with.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he does. So him and my other associate are just going to be.
Your other associate?
Yes.
Oh, what? The 12-year-old over here? I'm 16.
He's
I
16.
am 16.
He's 1-6. Anyway, so we'll just be,
No. No. You're not.
Fingers is like, looks over, he's just like, look, you saw that she was there. What do you want me to do? Be stealthy? Pff, when have I ever done that?
We can...
Look,
I can go with you.
Look, everybody relax, okay? And Fingers is gonna kind of like pull you all back all out of the, situation.
Yeah.
Be like, you seem really stressed out. And
Me.
not you, Thalen.
Oh, okay.
His name is Thalen. You look, let's not talk about it. You look stressed out. So listen, what else is going on? He's like just gonna say it because we're all there. And Thalen's gonna be like, your dad. Fingers is gonna be like, my dad? Yes, your dad.
I feel like Yezi's gonna look at fucking Thalen and be like, his dad? Like, what is this?
Yes, your dad. You know your dad. No. Okay, great. You know how sometimes he'll give you homework assignments that you must complete? And you usually do and all is well.
I think that Etheod is going to make a poor decision because he doesn't know Yezi, and in Thieves Can't...
Oh, no. Yeah, explain everything. Yeah.
He's going to be like, he's taking fucking too... This is a metaphor. We're in a lot of trouble, and you did not describe something about the Thieves Guild to me, and this is absolutely...
Oh, my
whatever.
head hurts. Okay, one of you shut up. Pick one. I don't care who it is. Okay, so my dad is in a lot of trouble.
And Yezi's going to be like...
Thalen's gonna be like, where did you get that from anyway?
Okay,
your dad
so...
makes you homework assignments.
Hey,
Sometimes
pretty boy.
That must be me.
Yes, it is. I take it that you can't speak Thieves Can't.
No, you would
Right.
take it correctly.
Great. I think that we are all going to leave right now. I know what's going on, and to some extent. And this seems a lot more interesting, and I have a bone to pick with Fingers.
Fingers is gonna be like, you do? He's gonna give you like a look. But he's gonna like see that Etheod is talking, and he's gonna be like,
And I think Etheod's gonna slowly stop and be like, oh, my mistake.
okay, listen, you're having little fun conversations without me, so I'll just go out and say it, okay? Just make sure nobody's listening. What if we all kissed? One big 4-way kiss. I just need your ears to be close to my face. They do it in the Horovilk clan.
You know what? I've already been called a harlot tonight, whatever. And like she...
Like, I don't know what that is, but that probably means what I think it means.
And Etheod's just like, we have to find a better way of being secretive about us talking to each other, but we have not found one. Brings head closer.
Yeah, Fingers is gonna be like, no, and then Thalen is gonna grab his collar and bring it forward and be like, oh, okay. Listen, so the Thieves Guild, right? You know, the law of unlawful thievery, and Fingers gonna be like, like, yeah, why are we doing this? Well, you thieved outside of a Thieves Guild contract when you broke into the liquor store. Yeah, I know. We do it all the time. Nobody ever cares. Why would anybody care? Well, apparently, I don't know why, they care tonight. And according to my father, they're looking for you.
Fingers, you never told me that this was not... I thought that thieving was that you could just steal from anywhere.
Look, your dad's like a fancy guy too, right? And Thalen's like, yes, but ouch. Like, yes, but yeah. Look, he doesn't get how it works. We're totally fine. No one has ever cared before, ever. You know, no matter how many times. Like,
Fingers, what if we're not okay? What if we're not fine?
Don't say that, man. We're gonna be okay, man.
You have to think about it. And I think Yezi, she's just looking back and forth, and she's like, Look, I know I have nothing to do with this, but I think the kid is saying something very smart.
And also, Yezi would know about the law. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So the law works like this. Someone they want something from somewhere, or they want somewhere broken into. So they'll make a contract with the Thieves Guild to send a thief out to go do that.
Yeah.
As long as the police, if they catch the thief, will punish the thief because the contracts are anonymous as far as they're concerned. But thieving can only happen within the context of guild contracts. So if anyone were to go themselves and go steal something, like if Galen were to steal something, not only would he be punished by the law for stealing, but he would also be punished by the Thieves Guild because he's not a member of the Thieves Guild. And if someone is inside of the guild and they do, if they steal from somewhere that is not under contract, they can also get in trouble. But the Thieves Guild are very familial, and so that's an in-house law for the Thieves Guild that is just not enforced. It's like that you can't walk around in Georgia with a ice cream in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Like no one will ever actually, persecute you for that. And so you Yezi also would know that is probably an overreaction. Like that would be you have heard talk of people being like, oh, but this time you will be punished, and the thieves are like, yeah, sure thing.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't care.
Yeah.
And so that is basically what Fingers is doing right now, and you can decide that if you want to or not think that this is a unique situation as Yezi. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that she's going to be like, I think that you have to play it safe. I know that it is a little... I know that the Thieves Guild is a little bit lax, and I know that it's not something that is enforced often, but it is sometimes. And... frankly, I don't want to be hired to do something that I wouldn't want to do. And sometimes that happens.
So, what are we going to do about it? And Fingers is going to be like, I don't know. I think that it's, listen, I've done it so many times. I wouldn't put us in that situation if I thought, there'd be an issue.
I think I've really fucked up my chances of being part of the Thieves Guild.
You don't know that yet. Listen, don't worry about it yet. Okay, let's find out before we split. Because did anybody find anything about anything out? Anybody?
What are you even looking for?
Like when you said that, Thalen was like, and then
you don't think that I couldn't help you? I mean, I know a lot about this city.
Yeah. Look, I think that our goals are sort of mutually exclusive.
What does that mean?
No, you can't help us, but please don't kill me.
How do you know who I am? And she's gonna like cock her head.
Oh snap, dude! And Fingers is gonna be like, me. Listen, I might have said that I knew you, and they asked who you were, and then I told them, and that was how that went down.
Why would you say that?
No, you mentioned it. You mentioned it.
I mentioned what? Something that would inspire you to tell them that I'm part of what I'm a part of.
Well, you see, it's like telling your buddies, your friends' job, and if they ask, as normal.
Would you want me to openly say, oh, that man over there is part of the Thieves Guild? I don't think that you could.
Well, look, I'm sorry. I didn't know they would. Listen, we're all very sorry that we knew that, okay.
Look, can I just say, I don't even want to be doing this. I don't even like it, and I've told you that so many times. Sorry that I'm a part of this and that you'd hate it.
And I know that you have some moral kind of thing about it. But if I don't do this, I'll just fucking die, I guess. Do you want that to happen?
No, I don't want that to happen. But, look, you don't like doing this, right? You don't like doing this?
No.
You don't like doing this? Okay. You guys, I think she'd help us, maybe. Help us
What
with
do
what?
You're just going to believe her. Who even asked you? God. And she's gonna like pinch the bridge of her nose and just be like, what is happening?
Listen.
What?
Fingers is gonna like look deeply into Thalen's eyes and Etheod's eyes and try to communicate to them telepathically. If you don't want me to tell her, you're gonna have to come up with a really good reason right now, because I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Etheod is just fully like, I have no idea about anything. I don't know. Apparently the
How did
law
I end up
even.
here? Yeah. And Thalen is just basically looking at him wide-eyed, being like, you don't know what you're doing, and neither do I. And Fingers is going to turn to Yezi and just going to look at her. And Fingers is going to be like, I know a place we could go to talk about this where it'd probably be a little more private. And he's like looking all around, and there's just generally folks.
Yeah.
That I don't think there would be anything that would be a reason why maybe someone would go into it if they were looking for something to steal. Like a thief.
All right.
We can go to the garden.
The garden.
The garden?
The garden. Are you sure about this?
No. Let's go. And he's just going to launch himself off the chair and not look at any of you and just start walking to the garden. But he's like, hey, look at you. Hey, yeah, tip your waitresses. Cocktail we need. Don't mind if I do. Kill me. I want to die. This is awful.
Yeah, as he like looks at both Thalen and Etheod and then sniffs a little bit and kind of like straightens out and follows
so
Fingers. Etheod's just like, Thalen, I have no idea what's happening.
Thalen is going to look at you and give you, like, this look of just pure, like, I'm older than you and I'm going to take care of you. And he puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, I also don't know. And he's just going to sort of lead you forward and just follow you. I think in sort of Thalen's head, he says to himself, I'll just follow Fingers. And he's just going to, like, take cocktail weenies off trays, like, flipping them into his mouth. You know, your dress looks lovely. Everything is fine. I want to die. If you could kill me. No, I didn't see it anyway. Ha, 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 ha. And you're all sort of in this horrible procession going off in the direction of the garden. We'll say that all of these interactions took about an hour.
Okay.
Lucien has been, presumably this entire time, as you all would imagine, been sitting in the garden.
Yeah.
Waiting to hear something from someone about anything. And as you kind of walk, this procession walks off in that direction, trying to look not like they're trying to make a beeline to the freaking garden, but also trying to get there in a timely fashion and also together. But there's lots of groups of people walking around doing all sorts of things, so it's sort of like whatever. You go off in that direction, and as you walk in that way, you kind of break through the crowd. You're going. There's like a it's like not directly off of the like ballroom. There's another sort of sitting area outside of the ballroom that's a little bit more quieter, a little bit more private, still like packed with folks, but relative to the rest of the place is not. There's food in that general, area as well, and just tables and chairs and stuff. And there's like some wait staff that are taking their break in that area, just shooting the breeze. And you see that there's just like that room is wall-to-wall windows, just like pure, like beautiful, detailed, like metal, gold, like finishes and everything. And you see beyond that window as Yezi or as Etheod, just an expanse of just beautiful garden.
Okay.
Like lands, like way too perfect to have happened naturally, but made to look like it did.
Okay.
But you can tell that it was made to look that way.
So it's like a little overgrown, but in a aesthetic way.
A strategic way that you would imagine that, like, someone spent a lot of time making it look like it sprung up naturally type of thing. So there's, like, water features. There's outdoor tables. There's a little bridge. And just trees, plants, etc. I'm going to roll some real quick. So, you walk off into the expanse of the garden area, and you're just sort of like, you go through that room, and then there's a little walkway just near where the door, like, they're like French doors, so they're all, windows open up, and you are in the garden area.
Okay. I think Yezi is like,
All right, we are here. What is it that I can help you with? Because I'm...
I was looking for some, maybe even, like, just a little bit more, and he's gonna, like, wink at Thalen and Etheod to be like, you guys gonna help me find Lucien.
Okay, I think Etheod's gonna, oh my god. And, like, he's gonna make a perception check for Lucien. Like, looking around, trying to be like, where is he?
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so, you're making a general perception check. Would you roll?
13.
You know that you can imagine that. Where would Lucien be trying to find, like, the most kind of secluded, but still not overtly secluded. You know what I mean? Secluded to the extent that it would be still not suspect.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, like, dug a hole or something like that.
Hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, and so you kind of start generally looking in that type of area. And you're walking around the garden, doing your thing, and just sort of, like, your fingers is like, okay, that was a frog. Okay. That was
Fingers.
what?
Pay attention,
I'm paying
please.
attention. Okay, so, right. We have someone that we want you to meet, or
What?
do we? Maybe, no, we don't. And,
What?
well,
Oh my
just follow us.
god, can you stop being so...
No, I sure can't. But
you are so frustrating.
we just have to go have this conversation in a specific spot,
What?
because it'll be more
Where is this
aesthetically pleasing.
specific spot?
We're looking for it.
What do you mean?
Just fingers. Don't making it any better. Just stop. Oh, thank God. Okay, you talk then, and Fingers is just gonna be like.
She's gonna
looking
whip
around.
around at Thalen and be like,
Oh, do you want to explain? Do you want to explain what is happening?
No, but I want him to stop explaining.
So is nobody going... I'm just going...
You will find out in due time, I guess, since this is now what we're doing. So just, if you want to find out, be a good Samaritan and just
Good
sit tight.
choice of words.
Thank you. And then sit tight, and it will all become clear, probably.
Probably.
All that we know will become clear, I suppose.
look, I'm really sorry this is happening. I really don't know what we're doing.
What do you... I'm not... I don't care. I just...
And she's just like going to cross her arms and like look away from everyone.
And
Fingers. This
so-
is weird. Fingers. I don't know what is happening.
what do you mean it was weird?
What are we doing with her?
We're just gonna listen. I don't know what to do, and she's here and she won't go away. So, but I think we could use her help.
No, because you haven't explained anything to me either.
Sorry. And so you guys are kind of just generally looking around, and you look in a couple places that there's like a waterfall, good noise resistance. There's like a table nearby, chairs, kind of like sitting area, bench, all that good stuff. And you just, you just don't seem to see him anywhere. It just doesn't seem to be around.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Look, You have been looking for this spot for quite a while now. What is it that you even... Can you tell me?
Wait, we gotta check a couple more places.
Fingers, I'm...
Roll a perception
maybe...
check.
Okay. 17.
Fingers sounds scared. He sounds weirdly scared for... Yeah. We just gotta check a couple more places.
Fingers. Where else could we check?
There's-
3 of...
We haven't got over here yet, and you guys are gonna walk over there.
Mhm.
More benches, kind of flower bed area.
Yeah.
The most exciting thing that you come across is 2 people in flagrante delicto. I think that's how you say it, or pre that at least. And they're in propriety. What are you talking about impropriety? You guys are just naked. Go down there's probably a room you could. Gross. Oh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I'm so stressed out. Yes, indeed.
Fingers. I'm gonna lead him away from the... Sorry. Fingers. What if he just saw something and then had to leave?
What would you have seen?
I don't know. Guards. It's something, maybe he made a smart decision and he had to leave. He said that he was going to be here. I don't think that he would just change up his position.
Where would you have gone to?
I don't know. Maybe where he had pulled us off to.
He's hurt. We
Hey.
have to find him.
Is anyone going to explain any of this?
He's gonna turn and grab both of your shoulders, and he's gonna put his hands on your shoulders, and he's gonna shake you.
Yeah.
But it's not because he wants to shake you; it's because he's shaking. You can feel him shaking.
Yeah.
He's just hey, remember that guy that you know the guy?
Hmm?
You know the guy I'm talking about. Your guy.
The one I'm trying
one
to
that- yeah, him.
find?
Well, looks like now we're trying to find him too.
Wait. What are you talking about?
We look, we're trying to help him.
He's so hard to help.
What?
He is so hard to help. Oh my god.
What do you mean?
How much more trouble is he going to be for me?
What, did you already meet
Look,
him?
Yeah. God, if I try to explain this to you, you're going to not understand. Because you have no respect for me or for any of my situation.
We don't have time for this.
Hmm.
Can you tell me what you know about where he might be?
I don't know where he might be. I was sent here. Is he alright? Is he hurt really bad? Or is he okay?
Well, I mean, he's not. He had a potion.
Right. He's not dead. Right, okay.
I mean, the last time we saw him, he wasn't.
Right. Look, I got hired by the Westway to I don't go get this person from a house, a mom that was sick, I guess. I don't really know anything, and kill whoever was there. I don't
Wait, what? Wait, say literally all of that again.
I got hired through the guild to go find a person that was sick in a house and to kill anyone who was there. I wasn't planning on doing any of that. I didn't... Look,
You went to her house?
whose house? Is this what happened to Lucien? How do you... Okay. I don't like killing people. And I try to find reasons not to do it. And then I'll just make it seem like I did. But I kind of lost control of the situation because he didn't believe me at all. He didn't Honestly, it seems like he would rather die than get any help.
Thalen rolls his eyes.
Yeah, that really does honestly sound like
That was
him.
absolutely him.
God. Look, I tried to give him... No matter what, I was going to have to take whoever it was else that was in that house because... I don't do it, and then I'm like, I just let them escape. I was going to have to take that woman with me, but he didn't.
Is she okay?
I honestly don't know. I really don't know. I lost control of the situation. I didn't even know if he was alive or not, but I guess he was because I got into a lot of trouble because I didn't kill him properly. I wanted to make it to where he had a chance to be alright if I faked that he was dead. Because I do that often. I do that so often because I hate this job and I hate it so much.
Fingers puts his hand on your shoulder
Yeah.
in the most like, yeah, kind of like me too. But in a way that he's like, if you were a guy,
Yeah.
I would know how to handle this.
Yeah.
But you're a girl, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So he just puts his hand on your shoulder and is just like, gives you some
Yeah.
pats and is like, yeah.
I can only put myself at risk so much. Isn't it better to have somebody like me on the Assassin's Guild pretending to kill people but rather just letting them live? They just can't live where they always have because they can't show their face anymore. They relocate. I call it relocating.
You're rambling. Do you know where they are? Do you know where they were taken to?
Would I?
Let's roll a luck check. Here's you. I am certain that you would have been nearby when they were talking of the logistics of where she was going to go to. But it's sort of like if Yezi remembers and can connect the dots in this moment. The DC for the luck check, we'll make it 5. But it's 5 or under.
Okay.
So
5 or under, I know.
5 or under, you know. Anything over that, you don't know.
All right.
But
can I make an insight check into Yezi as how much this matters to Fingers?
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
11.
So, Fingers' family, other than his mom, you don't know anything about. The only reason you know that Fingers has a mom is because he talks about her all the time.
Yeah.
And he found, that he found this spot in the Thieves Guild out of necessity. He needed a job, he needed something to do, and just like you, he hates it. So you have this sort of kindred spirit thing. But at the same time, it is like being in the military for 20 years and absolutely hating it, but doing it because it's the only thing that you know.
Yeah.
And so he's grown up in this culture that he has been so used to. And part of the culture is, to an extent, the abuse that he receives as a tiefling, because the Thieves Guild know, and a lot of them don't like tieflings because of their expansionist, clan from whence they hail. And that that's just a part of his life and a part of his self as a person, something that he's accepted and sort of not enjoys, but just is sort of grounds him to his life in the way that something traumatic would ground you to, you think of it as part of your identity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's hard to give up when you are trying to heal from it. And so he is sort of living now in a dimension in which the Thieves Guild maybe is not this place that has been his home and his community is not there. It's sort of, his relationship to it now is sort of fuzzy. All of his sort of, I know the Thieves Guild would never, because he's seeing your fear, Yezi's fear, and your fear, Etheod's fear, that
Yeah.
this might be true. And this might be a situation that would warrant it if everyone is so up in arms about everything. So there's that going on. But also, Shay can remember the way that Tavmil kind of interacted with him and sort of became friendly enough with him in that one moment, even to get him, even for a minute until they saw a cop, to walk around with her, helped her out to the point that he wrote his address down.
Yeah.
He was going to give it to her so that they could at least somehow stay in touch, letters, etc., or, visits if she was ever in town. And you know that Fingers doesn't like you. And he has this relationship of some description with this girl that is unique in his life as far as you know.
Yeah.
And that now that is in jeopardy, and now that his life, the way that he knows it, is in jeopardy, and now this additional person that all Yezi knows about Lucien is that he was desperately fighting.
Yeah.
And even before that, desperately trying to take care of this person. That she can see those kind of laid out in front of Fingers, and his life is different now because of all of these things. And it kind of, you can see that it is debasing him as a person. And the only way that he feels like he can arrive at somewhere else, even if it's not better, but at least not in this completely debased and floundering around in reality space, is by finding his new friends, which he has just made for the first time really truly ever today, and to put them back together the way that they were, the way that Tavmil had described to him, which to him seemed like it was perfect and beautiful, and he wants to return it to that, and in doing that, he will feel fixed.
Okay.
And you can kind of see that in his eyes, in just a look of pure desperation as he stares back at you.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question.
I think that Yezi kind of thinks about her own whole situation growing up and how it was very much like she grew up in a assassin clan, and you learn to be that, and if you don't, there's no reason for you to be alive, essentially. And so it's very much like, we don't have relationships with our children, we don't have relationships with each other, because at any moment you could be dead, because death is real and it's all present, like that kind of thing. And she fully is just like, no thanks. And so I think seeing somebody care that much about somebody, she's like, oh, that's what it's like.
Yeah. So, I'll let you roll it.
And I got a 6.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So you think and you think.
Look, I was told that discretion is key. I don't know anything, but I may know someone who might, and they kind of, I mean, I may have fucked it up, but he's kind of scummy enough that it might not be an issue.
Who is it?
I'm gonna give Fingers. I'm like looking him in the eyes, and I'm like,
Fingers has no idea who you're talking about.
Are you really not? Remember that guy that you punched, or tried to at least?
Oh, like earlier today?
Mm-hmm.
What about him?
He was leading the whole thing.
What? Is he still here?
I don't know. I mean, he thinks I'm a harlot now, so I don't know if he would even want to entertain me, but I don't... He probably knows where everyone was.
Let's go find him. Wait! Hold on. No, stop. Ha 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 ha. I get it. Okay, so you know things and we all know things, but I really do think that we should actually plan this out.
I agree with
If we're going to
Thalen.
do it, thank you. Finally, vote of confidence. Feels good. Anyway, you know, we should really at least. I know isn't the ideal venue, and he's like looking around, and he's like waving at the people who are like, y'all been standing there talking for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I know this isn't the ideal venue, so we can't take too long. But I really think that we should get a game plan down before we set about doing it.
Yes, what you guys are also being vague. Who is this guy that you are talking about? There is this guy that he I don't know. I think that he finds me attractive or something. It doesn't matter. He was there and he said something about that I could repay him in the way that for failing the job. And I know what he means. But
What, like money?
yeah, I really don't. What are you talking
My
about?
goodness, I'll let you handle this.
Are you serious? Like, like, I don't. Favors of a physical nature.
Like, listen, like, you know, when a mummy bumblebee and a baby bumblebee, and a daddy bumblebee love each other very much, and then they pollinate.
Oh.
What is that?
Oh.
What is this talking about? What are you? I don't get it. What's freaking going on?
Etheod's gonna like lean into Fingers and whisper, I think that they mean what we walked in on with those two elves.
You're not gonna do that.
No. No. I will just make him think that I'm willing to, and we can get him in a room by himself, and you guys can be there, and then we can beat him up,
Oh, I see.
get information.
It's quite a plan there. Well, I mean,
You guys just can't fuck it up because he
well, I
you
mean,
don't know. You don't. He is strong. He is skilled.
well, I mean, I do think if we got the jump on him, I mean, by we, I do of course mean Fingers, and Etheod, hopefully.
Hey, what do you mean? Hopefully,
I'll help you by providing emotional support.
great.
Thalen's a bard. Just saying. Anyway, it never came out, so I'm gonna say it now.
Of course.
I'm just gonna say it now, so that's the thing that you know. Yeah.
Wait. Can I ask something, because this is all happening very fast, and what is this guy's name? Also, what is your name? I don't even know who you are. Oh, so he didn't say that part, but he said that I'm an assassin. Great. Glad that you kept me anonymous.
Well, I mean, I didn't really know what to, you know, it wasn't,
Good.
like, it wasn't,
Mm.
like, it wasn't like that, you know, listen,
What?
all I knew was that you were there to do, you know, off our pal, and so it wasn't
Wait. I told you that I didn't want to do it. That I was just here because I had to be here.
you know, I don't know if you're telling the truth. Anyway, the point is this: I just got word. Okay, I mean, listen. He's a prickly guy, and you know, I know that.
Who is?
But he's
What, Lucien?
yeah, sure. He's you know, not feeling himself. So I always got worried that, you know, he would, because he's not as, you know, fighting form. So I just wanted to make sure that he was
They
would
really
be-
roughed him up.
Yeah.
Look, if it's worth anything, I didn't hurt him at all. So,
That was, wow. Did you hear that? And Thalen's like, yes, I heard
Yeah,
that. Anyway,
yes.
so,
you didn't answer my question at all. His name is Orson. It is Orson, and I'm Vane. That is her
code name.
Code name.
Code name Vane.
Vane.
Right. I'm Fingers.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that we all know.
This is, Thalen.
Nice to
How do
meet
you do?
you.
And, he's like trying to figure out what you want him to call you.
My name is Etheod, but it seems like you also go by a nickname. Yeah, that is. You're part of the Thieves Guild and you just go by your name. Yes.
It was a whole thing.
Look,
Anyway.
if you want, I mean, it's Mr. E. Oh, that's kind of stupid. I know.
Why is it stupid? It's fine.
I mean, Fingers is a little bit. Hey, if you say anything about. You want to try? You want to try something? No.
Well, I mean, you
Sorry,
know.
Fingers. I was gonna stand up for you, but I.
Listen, it makes sense. Anyway, so another point. Focus. Okay, so we need to go find. We need to go find him right now.
I need to go find him. We need to figure out the room that I'm going to bring him into. And you guys need to be posted up there.
Well, I've never been in any other sort of section of the mayor's house, so all I can say is that the rooms that are roped off with the velvet ropes, those are the rooms that belong to the living section of the house. So it's not something that we'd be able to get into without, you know, notable levels of, you know, it would be noteworthy is what I'm trying to say. So, are you sure that he would, you know, take you here and now, if you excuse the expression?
I'm pretty sure that he. And she's gonna like take a deep breath and be like, "Look, you seem like a respectable guy. There's a lot of people who are the exact opposite of you."
Oh, well, thank you. That was a complicated
Compliment.
salt. Okay, well, let's say he wants to take you sort of off-site. Should we, I suppose we should follow, but it's not something we'd be able to sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Prepare for. We'd all just sort of have to follow you.
I don't know. I mean, do you want to have somebody watching over this interaction? Well,
I mean, this is all I'm trying to say. I think that if we caught him, you know, sort of before the act, if you will,
right.
I think that would be ideal, but I don't know that we can 100% guarantee that he would do that here. You know, I mean, he is, of course, after all, some sort of high-ranking soldier. You never know, he might get in trouble for it. What if we just jumped him?
What?
Look, hear me out. What if we, like, there's a lot of rooms in this place, okay? What if you just sort of, you know, you don't have to, like, you know, do all that. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to, like, you know, make him do all that. Anyway, what if you just sort of guided him into, like a side room? Or maybe there's, like, a linen closet or something.
Fingers, I think that you have a very bad idea about what I was going to do, because that's what's the plan.
Oh,
I
I
wasn't
thought...
going...
Okay,
No,
I'm sorry. I
no.
didn't mean... I'm so sorry. I didn't think... I was
Uh,
thinking just because we had talked about it before that was what you had intended on doing, and
No.
I'm sorry. I don't want to say it. Make it go away. Say something.
Don't
Say
imagine
something.
it. Don't... Oh, God.
Look, anyway, so
No.
I'm going to end this conversation right now.
I am
Okay, so
very uncomfortable.
we're all going to sort of, you know, be in a room at, and by, again, we, I mean, not me, you two, the sneaky ones, and,
Alright.
we're going to, you know, sort of make that happen, as it were. And I will be close behind to sort of, find out the information and also, use my charm to sort of guide any sort of... I'll be the distraction,
Right.
and so I'll be able to sort of guide anyone away from the general area as you prepare. And once, he's in there, then we can spring again, I mean you.
Right.
How does that sound?
You guys just have to be on top of it because I really don't want... I don't know how else I would de-escalate that situation if you guys aren't there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll be there. Listen, all we're gonna do is we're gonna restrain him. We're gonna get some information, and then we're gonna make him go to sleep.
Right, yeah. Can I ask what that means? Go to sleep.
We're just gonna make him stop breathing for a little bit, and then he'll probably wake up later. The only thing about that is that he will tell people when he wakes up. Okay, we're gonna time up.
Maybe we could use my skills. And I mean, I know that this is I don't know how... I don't want to kill anyone. Look, you want to be doing it. I will, and you don't even have to be in the room.
But I don't want to ask you to do that.
Look, I get hired to do this stuff all of the time.
But you don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna kill him. Forget it. No, we're not gonna kill him. We're gonna have to...
I think that's a bad idea.
We can just time up. We can just time up. We can time up. We're not gonna...
Maybe we
do
could
that.
give him some brain damage so that he doesn't remember any of this. Oh, that sounded awful coming out of my mouth. Yeah, that
I think we could just find a place for him to go to bed for a long time. Or listen, idea number two. Would there not be some sort of any kind of, I don't know, paper orders or something that would have said where she was going,
I mean, I can take his jacket, but why would he have them on him right now?
That's a good point. I just don't want to kill the guy.
Look, if this is for the greater good or something, then I can just swallow the hate and disgust.
Listen, I really don't think that there's any sort of way that you'll be able to get out of this without doing that, if that's the plan.
Thalen, you're one to talk when you're not going to be there.
And listen, you're right, and I'm a coward, and I admit it, and that's why, hopefully that makes it better.
I will... Look, I can rework this in my brain. I have to kill people sometimes, and most of the time it is people who are actually bad. And he's actually really bad.
Go ahead and roll a perception check
Okay.
as Etheod and as Yezi.
Etheod got a nat 1.
Wow.
I think that he's just fully like, oh god,
so much
a
is
murder. Like, yeah. And freaking Yezi got a unnatural 1.
Oh, really? Yours got a 9. I'll roll for Thalen. You might perceive. Oh, wow! Thalen got a 23.
Holy shit.
Thalen, as you are kind of talking amongst yourselves, and Thalen's like, yes, I'm a coward, he
Yeah.
looks kind of off into the distance as he says that. And in the distance, he, like, focuses in for a second. His eyes kind of get, like, squinty. And he gets a little bit closer and says to you all, well, whatever it is we decide on, we better make a decision soon because it looks like we're going to have company. And that's where we're going to end it.
Ooh. Oh, God.
Oh, snap, dude. What's going on? What's happening, baby? I don't know.
Man, long-ass episodes recently.
Yeah, well, lots of
story.
Lots to get through.
Story.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see ya.
We've been doing this for 8 hours. See you in the next one.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.